So it was a tough outing on Thursday against Grambling. We had kicked off, even though it was an evening kickoff, it's still pretty hot up there. We kicked off early, still got into the heat a little bit. So I think it was in the hundreds at kickoff. Some really tough conditions in there, and the field was pretty tough as well. But we're really happy with the group and how they rebounded from Sunday's game. You know, after Sunday's victory against USF, we had to make sure we remained focused and we were focusing on the next opponent, and we kept our feet on the ground a little bit. You know, we don't want to get carried away by one win of this season. I know that's where we got stuck last year. So we wanted to make sure we were concentrating on everything we had to focus on that one game. Thankfully, we had a good team performance. Our backline was incredible and managed to keep another clean sheet, along with 3 freshmen getting on the score sheet. So we started off a goal in the second half by Sophie Plackey with a cross from Cicely Stevens, which was a great finish. And then an individual effort from Annalise Switzer scored a goal from about 30 yards outside the box. And we finished it off with another freshman, Bailey Giddens, scoring the third goal on a corner kick. So really impressed with all 3 freshmen there and the team as well to keep a clean sheet and win 3-0 on the road, whatever it is and whoever it is you're playing against. Another trip across to Texas on Sunday. Some more hot conditions. I feel as if the only cool game we've played so far is MTSU and everything else has been in the heat. And that was a real tough game. SFA are a really, really high quality opponent. They're super athletic in the midfield. I definitely don't think their results are a good prediction of where they'll be at the end of the year, because they are a very good team. They've got a really good backline, and they're on offense. They're dangerous as well. And we went in there, and the first half was tight, and then the second half we got an early goal from Sophie Plackey assisting a goal to Cicely Stevens, and then as soon as that goal went in, you could see us just grinding through and making sure that we weren't going to give up any chances. We had a couple of chances on the counter attack, but not too many. At that point, it was more, can we just hold this out here and keep a double win for the week on the road? You're going to take that any day of the week. So to walk away with 2 victories this week, 4 goals, 2 clean sheets, we're really proud of the efforts. And now we just got to focus on FAU, which is probably going to be our toughest game so far this season. They're an extremely good team, especially at home. They move the ball really well. They're athletic. They're good in possession and out of possession as well. So it's going to be a really tough challenge as far as on the road. And then a return game to FIU from last year, who just had a tough game on Sunday against Mississippi State. So 2 tough games this weekend. They're only going to get harder as we move on through the season here. So we're excited about that opportunity and that challenge this coming week.
So obviously, you know, in the words of Kobe, the job's not finished, right? But how important is it to have, you know, commended your team this early to help continue to build their confidence to know, like, hey, we started this good, we can continue this throughout the season?
The commend isn't for what they've done, it's for how far they've come. So where they've came from last year to this year, that's what we're commending them on. It's a great step from last year to this year. We're still not where we need to be. We're still not moving everything in the right direction. The cylinders aren't still going in the same direction. We're hoping that this is going to be a well-oiled machine by the time we hit conference. So we are extremely proud of where we are now in comparison to last year, but we still know we've got a lot of work to do.
What do you think is the thing that got you over the hump and getting you this fast start? What do you think it is?
I think it was the off-season that we had. I don't think this group of young women have worked this hard in their life. I think that they got put in some situations last spring where we have to train 5-6 days a week, and you're tired, your legs are heavy, your academic workload is through the roof. They had to challenge themselves, and they got pushed and they got challenged individually and collectively as a team. They saw the growth through that, through the spring, through the results, through the games that we played. And I think coming into this season, they were able to look behind them and go, hey, we earned that last spring. We can push on from here now. So I think it started there. And from that moment on, since they came back in August, that ball's kept rolling so far.
What's the biggest leap you've seen from last season to this season?
The grittiness. I don't think last year we win that game 1-0. I think we lose that game. USF, we went up 1-0 and we scored a second one in the second half. I think last year we've got a chance to let that team back into the game. I think the grittiness of the team to be able to figure out a way to win is what the biggest jump is right now. And they're playing for each other. They're playing with each other, for each other. And I think that's really helping us finish out games.
What challenges do FAU and FIU present to your teams?
They are both good on offense and defense. So With the ball, I think these two teams particularly will be the two best teams we've seen this year with the ball. USF were fantastic with it, especially in possession through the midfield and through the back line, where FAU and FIU are a little different. They are dangerous on the front line as well. So I think their movement off the ball and their athleticism in the midfield is going to cause us a lot of trouble, and especially on the road when you go down and play in some conditions that is favourable to the home team, that's always going to be tough. So I think it's going to be a big challenge for us this weekend, especially to implement our game plan and our style on those two teams at their place.
How impressed are you with McKenna? 3 games in over 300 minutes to have yet to give up a goal.
She's a rock star. She's been a rock star since she came here in the spring. I think she has been a big boost of confidence for the whole team. I think to have someone in the goal that you can rely on, and as athletic as she is, and her shot stopping is second to none. Her reaction saves are incredible. Her confidence to come off her line and her ability with her feet, everything that you're looking for in a goalkeeper, she has, and she's really carrying her character and her confidence into the team right now, and giving her backline a vote of confidence.
With this start, are you worried about maybe overconfidence in the team?
Absolutely, and that's why what we're talking about is we are proud of where they are now in comparison to last year. But with regards to what we have right now, we haven't achieved anything. We need to take it one game at a time. Conference hasn't even started yet. That's when we start really trying to look at what wins and losses mean. Right now, we're in the process of learning, and we're proud of where they've been to where they are now. Couldn't be more proud of that. But for each game individually, there's still a lot of work to do.
Now, for the naked eye for soccer, we just see the ball going in, kick it in, that's a goal, right? But just talk about the discipline that this team has for everybody to play their role to actually make this thing work for you.
Yeah, I think that goes back as well into the off-season where everyone learned a multiple positions so they could understand what the blueprint of our philosophy was. And when you've got players on the field that hold each other accountable, not just the coaching staff, that's where changes occur. So now we have players being able to hold each other accountable because they understand each other's roles and responsibilities. When that happens, when you've got a player-led team, that's when good things happen.
Going into the season, did you expect at this point that you would have the record that you have right now?
No, I don't think so. I think that's a compliment to the athletes and what they've done for their work rate. We take it one game at a time, and so all summer and all spring, all we were looking at was that first game against MTSU. Once that game finished, we focus on the next one. So I think that their discipline and their ability to focus on just one game at a time has reflected on that right now. It's 4 games. We hope we continue this right now, but right now we just have to take it one game at a time.